Hey, what's up YouTube? It's King Vita here, and I'm back with another review. And today we've got the Gargoyles Goliath Ultimate action figure. So, before anything, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Excuse me, Goliath. So here is the packaging right here. It's pretty big. So there's Goliath. It says Gargoyles, Goliath Ultimate Action Figure. On this side, you have Goliath right here. On the other side, you have another picture of Goliath. And on the back, you have your obligatory product shot. You can do this, that, and the other. And he comes with accessories, which we'll get into that a little later. So, Gargoyles. Frozen in stone by day, flesh and blood winged warriors by night. Awaking after 1,000 years, a band of powerful gargoyles find themselves transported to a time and place not their own, New York City. Here, the misunderstood creatures battle modern-day barbarians and struggle to understand their strange new world. Gargoyles, the legend begins. So, right here, here's the bottom. This is by Neca Toys. Here's another picture of Goliath. And this is a window box, which is really cool. That's awesome. And there's Goliath flying right there. So if anyone is familiar with Gargoyles, it was a 90s TV show that I used to see, a Disney TV show, and it was about, well, gargoyles. It was on, I think it was shown on Toon Disney for a while, and I don't know, if it wasn't for Disney Plus, I would have completely forgotten about this show. So there's Goliath right here, and Goliath stands pretty well. Well, almost, because we'll get into that a little later. But let's take a closer look at Goliath here. Got his legs right here. His hair, which is soft plastic. Here. It looks very good. So, let's take a closer look at the head sculpt here. Yep, that definitely looks like Goliath. So articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, a very stiff ball joint. Arms could do a full 360. Can they? They're very, very stiff ball joints. So they can do a full 360. They could go outward that far. This is a very, very stiff figure. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and it also has a wrist movement, wrist rotation, as well as it hinges. There's a hinge on the wrist. It has a torso movement, also ab crunch, not that much, just that far. No waist movement, but that doesn't really matter because you can basically move the abs, the top torso left and right. So that kind of, that you don't really need waist movement because that basically does the waist for you. It kind of simulates waist movement even though you're moving the top part. Legs could go that far and to the side because this is very hard. This is stiff plastic. Can go back that far. Outward movement. So we can basically do the split. single jointed knees. Legs. Feet can go up like that, can go back that far. It's on a ratchet. It's a small ratchet joint. And pivots this way and that way. Also, toe articulation. Just a little. So he's pretty articulated. He's not that bad. He's a very well articulated figure. The only issue with this figure, as of right now, is, from what I'm noticing, is that the joints are very, very stiff. And I mean very stiff. But that's nothing, that's not anything too bad about it. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I'm sure it'll bother quite a lot of people for having stiff joints. But these are, but I'm willing to give them some slack, because this is the very first Gargoyles figure that we've had in a very, very long time. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that someone out there decided to, like, you know, poke our childhood bone and prey on our love for the stuff we grew up as kids. And they released this one. So far, I'm not noticing anything terrible about the figure. I mean, this is not like the best figure because of the stiffness, but there are worse figures out there. So far, what I'm noticing is very minor detail, but that's just me nitpicking. Paint apps. As far as paint schemes are concerned, this is a well done, this is a well painted figure. I don't see, at least in my copy, I don't see any, you know, any paint apps that make me go, oh, they didn't paint this very well, this sucks. No, there's nothing bad about it. You know, I could have gotten a really good copy and gotten lucky. No, there really isn't anything that bad. The belt, I do like the detail on the belt and the clothing. If my camera cannot pick this up whatsoever, or maybe it can, but if you'll notice on the cloth, there are tiny, excuse me, there you go. There are tiny little bits and pieces to indicate that this cloth is like, you know, it's hard cloth. There's bends, there's torns right there. Same thing with the belt. Also the gold, if you'll notice the gold, there's like bumps and kind of crevices in the belt itself. So that's very cool. I do like that. That's very nice attention to detail. And overall, I think I really enjoy this. Also, there's, I just noticed this, there's veins. They molded in veins on the arms right there. So that is cool. That is very nice attention to detail. Very well done by Neca Toys. So that's pretty much it for the figure. Not much else. Everything just looks like Goliath. It just looks like Goliath. Very cool. Now for accessories. This guy comes with a lot of accessories. We'll take a look at his accessories, but first we will measure the figure. I totally forgot about that. So this figure stands at about almost 8 inches. Yeah, almost 8 inches. He probably would stand a lot more, you know, a lot bigger, but like he's hunched over. See, he's kind of hunched over. But that's how gargoyles stand, basically, pretty much. So, again, nothing too big. Now for accessories. This guy comes with quite a bit of accessories. So the first accessory we're going to take a look at is he has an extra head, which looks like this. So this is Goliath when he's like really, really angry, like really upset, and his eyes are white, just like the cartoon. You know, the pupils are gone when he gets angry. And everything is on a ball joint. So what you want to do is pop this off like this and stick the new head on like so. There you go. So there's Goliath, extremely angry. Very cool. I really do like the attention to detail. There's so much detail in this figure, including the hair. I haven't, oh wow, I never noticed it until video now. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but if you look at the hair, there's spots of white, and it's not my lighting. It's actual paint. You know, it's actual paint schemes that they put on the hair. Right there, those little dots. It's not my lighting, it's the actual figure. That is very cool. Very nice attention to detail, and I really, really like that. So even the hair is detailed. Again, not the most posable figure, not the most posable figure in the world, because his joints, like I said, are very stiff. But it's still great. You know, he just looks like great, just like the way he is, you know, just standing the way he is. So we're going to, you know what, I'm going to leave the head like this. And next we're moving on to his tail. So his tail looks like this. And basically what his tail is like there's this soft bendy wire inside of this, bendable wire, so you could bend the tail however you choose. And there's a peg right here on the end of the tail, and you'll plug it up to his butt right here. There you go. And there you go. There's Goliath with his tail. Now, Goliath can stand very, very well, but because his tail is, there's like a bendable wire here, it makes his tail a little heavy. So if you want to, you can use his tail as a stand, you know, like to keep him up. And that looks great. That looks very good. You know, it could be used like as a third leg, so to speak. And also, he comes with 3 extra set of hands. So he comes with a closed fist, another closed fist, as well as a grabby hand. Now, there's a reason why they actually molded this hand the way they did. Because if you pull, let's pull this hand here off. So if you pull this hand off, they come off very simple with a peg. And you pull this one back, and you put this one in place of it, you can actually hold this. Now, if anybody actually knows what the purpose of this pepper is, let me know in the comments. I have no idea why they gave him a green pepper, but okay, sure, whatever. I don't know, there's something I'm missing here, but let me know what this pepper's about in the comments. But he can actually hold this pepper in a way. It kind of just rests on his hand, because he can't really grab onto anything at all. So it kind of just rests on his hand like this. Yeah. Trying to make him eat it. But it's a very, very interesting accessory. Another actual accessory that makes perfect sense. If anyone's actually seen Gargoyles, you know that in the show, David Xanatos has this guy who's trying to get rid of the gargoyles. Well, not David Xanatos, but like many years ago, there was this guy with magician, and he's trying to get rid of the gargoyles, and he has a spell book right here, and this figure actually comes with a spell book. That is very cool, and you could see on the book there is torn, like it's broken, and there's like the spine is destroyed, you know, it's like many years old. See, there's like, it's broken over here, and there's written pages and everything. So that's very cool. In some sort of language that I don't know, a magic language. But yeah, and they molded the pages as well. So that's very cool. The Book of Spells, and he can just hold it with one hand, like so. Hang on, something like that. Something like that. Something like that. Like, okay, class, today we're gonna learn about magic. Magic is very hard. There's no actual way to hold this book because you kind of just have to place it on his hand like this, and you know, gravity does the rest. It doesn't work. There's no correct way to hold this book. Gravity kind of just does it for you. That's pretty much it. But it's a great accessory. And what's a gargoyle without the most important accessory out of them all? And that is his wings. Now, his wings are really, really, really long. Like, they're super, super big. And the detail on the wings, excuse me, the detail on the wings are so good. Look at that. You could clearly pick out, you know, pieces of skin on the, or whatever this is called, scales, I'm not sure, on the wings. Yeah, the veins as well. That is very cool. And on the back, same thing. Super cool. Now, these wings are, they're soft plastic, but they're not really soft. Like, I could bend these. That's pretty much it. If I put enough pressure, I can break these. If I bend them like this, that's as far as they go before they snap. So I'm not even gonna mess around with that. And they both come in a peg right here that peg onto his back, hidden by the hair. Right there. So what you do is you take your wings and you sort of kind of peg them like so, as well as this one. Okay, there you go. Now, do keep in mind that these wings do have some heft to them. Like, they do have some really, really good weight to them. So they're going to push Goliath back. So keep an eye out for that. Be very careful. The only way he can stand, at least for me, is his tail. Because this guy, believe it or not, is pretty hefty. He doesn't weigh that much, but he is very heavy. So you might want to keep an eye out for that. Now, wingspan to wingspan, let me measure this right here, right now. He is about 20, almost 22 inches from wing to wing. From wingtip to wingtip, almost 22 inches. So he's very wide. So the wings kind of jut out. Or if you would like, since they're on a peg, they can rotate down like so, or rotate up. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's your toy. You do whatever you want with it. And I think it's a very, very good figure. Very nice. there really isn't much in the way of, you know, just, he doesn't have that much posability because his wings weigh quite a bit. If he didn't have his wings, then he wouldn't be Goliath. But if he didn't have his wings, he would be able to be posed and moved and stuff. Or maybe you could make the wings work to your advantage. Who knows? Because, like I said, the wings weigh quite a bit. And the only thing keeping him standing is his tail. So you might want to keep an eye out for that. So that pretty much does it for this guy. That pretty much does it for Goliath. Very, very, very good. Very good figure. And I highly would recommend this. Now, on to size comparison. Let me move this guy back here. So see if he can kind of fit here. Actually, you want to know what? I have a better idea. This will be a lot easier if I just take the wings off. There you go. So he's going to be like this. Very, very well stand. So size comparison, we're going to bring in the Green Ranger. Why not? He is he's extremely tall. He's a very tall figure. And obviously, if I put the wings on him, it's very, very wide. So you can just imagine him with wings. Let's go with that. But he is pretty tall. He's a pretty tall figure. And he towers, he doesn't tower over him. It's not like he's massive, but he's pretty big. So there he is against the Green Ranger. Here he is next to Ratchet here. Let me bring Ratchet. So there you could get a bit of, you get some sort of size comparison or like an idea of how big this guy is. Let's bring in, I don't know, the Megazord right here, just so you could see. Very tall figure. Very, very tall figure. Okay. And finally, we'll bring in... Oh, fine, fine. You'll be in the video. Hold on. There you go. Refractor. Just because. Why not? That's not nice. Be nice to our new guest. He's a great figure. Well, I like him. I think I like him. He's very cool. Quiet, you. Come here. Get over here. So, ignoring what Refractor just told you, ignoring what Refractor just said and insulted poor Goliath, I think he's a great figure. I think Goliath is definitely a great figure to own, and for a figure based on a show that hasn't been around in a very long time, it's very nice that somebody's actually bringing the Gargoyles back. So if you're willing to pay what this figure costs, I highly would recommend him. I will leave links in the description down below where you can get this guy. And he's from, as I've mentioned, he's from Neca Toys. Neca Toys has been doing this this thing where, again, there's, like I said, they're starting a new line, and it's about gargoyles. So if you find one, definitely get them. They're on pre-order, I believe. And you could get, I think, Goliath, Brooklyn, and a couple others. I'm not sure. You're going to have to look them up, but they are on pre-order. So that pretty much covers this guy. Great figure, and I'm really hoping to see how he stands the test of time, and if people are going to accept new figures, like, you know, based on our, or at least my generation of cartoons. So I think it's a great idea. If you guys are willing to pay what Goliath is worth, I think you should definitely get him. He's a great figure. No real things, no real bad things about this figure that stand out to me. The only bad thing I can say about this figure is that the joints are very, very stiff. Very stiff. Very, very stiff joints. But, you know, no figure is perfect. Not a single figure will ever be perfect. These are just some things that I notice right off the bat. But I think he's great. For the price range, highly recommended. So there you go. That was my review of the Neca Toys Gargoyles Goliath. And this came video saying, laters.